They made us laugh until our sides ached. But what if the funniest moments on Sanford and Son were born from the most painful truths? Behind Fred's wise cracks, Lamont's sighs, and in Esther's fiery comebacks was a world of backroom battles, shattered friendships, and secrets no one dared to tell until now. This isn't just the story of a sitcom, it's a story of loyalty tested, egos clashing, and lives forever changed. Stay tuned, because what the cast of Sanford and Son reveals will completely change the way you see one of television's most beloved classics. Long before the world knew him as Fred Sanford, Red Fox was already a legend, a pioneer of stand-up, and the undisputed king of blue comedy in the smoky clubs of Harlem during the 1940s. Fox built his reputation with fearless, adults-only humor. He sang, mined, and cracked raw, unfiltered jokes that would never pass television censors. Soon, Baltimore clubs called, where Fox became a master of ceremonies, sharpening his wit night after night. Partnering with fellow comedian Slappy White in 1947, he was earning $450 a week. Serious money for the time. His big break came in 1964 when Hugh Downs of NBC spotted him in San Francisco and booked him for The Today Show. Within months, he was appearing on The Tonight Show, The Merv Griffin Show, The Mike Douglas Show, and The Steve Allen Show. By the time Sanford and Son premiered in 1972, adapted from the British sitcom Steptoe and Son, Fox was a Las Vegas headliner, making $4,000 a week. NBC's gamble paid off instantly. The father-son junkyard comedy set in Watts, Los Angeles became a cultural phenomenon. One of the first hit sitcoms centered on a working-class black family. Audiences loved its sharp humor, relatable struggles, and unforgettable characters. By 1974, the show was a top 10 hit and Fox was earning $35,000 per episode. But for him, it wasn't enough. Comparing his pay to Carol O'Connor of All in the Family, Fox demanded $25,000 more per week, plus an extra dollar, just so he could say he made more. NBC refused, negotiations stalled, and in a move that stunned Hollywood, Fox walked off the set. Publicly, he blamed health issues. Privately, it was about power, pay, and respect. 9 episodes were filmed without him, focusing on Lamont and the supporting cast. NBC sued him for $10 million, but eventually relented, giving Fox his raise, 25% of net profits, an upgraded dressing room, and creative control. The victory cemented his influence, but it also left a scar that would never heal. During Fox's absence, Damon Wilson, who played Lamont, became the show's central figure. Publicly, Wilson spoke warmly of his co-star, but Fox saw betrayal. He had fought for Wilson's casting and helped build their chemistry. Now, during a crisis, he expected solidarity, a refusal to work until the dispute was settled. Wilson kept filming. From Wilson's perspective, he was under contract, still building his career, and unwilling to jeopardize it over a dispute that wasn't his own. But when Fox returned with a bigger paycheck, Wilson's salary stayed the same. He had carried the show during the absence, yet felt Fox didn't fight for him in return. The tension simmered. Fox's creative control often left Wilson sidelined from major decisions. By the final season, they barely spoke off camera. What began as a near father-son bond had become a cold, transactional partnership. When Sanford and Son ended in 1977, Fox quickly launched the Red Fox Comedy Hour on ABC without inviting Wilson. In one of his routines, Fox even made a pointed remark about being stabbed in the back, which many believed was aimed directly at him. Disillusioned, Wilson left Hollywood in 1984 to become a Pentecostal minister, founding Restoration House to help former prisoners rebuild their lives. He often called Hollywood evil and made it clear he had no intention of reconciling with Fox. Wilson later revealed a startling truth: both he and Fox carried loaded guns while filming. "I never did an episode when I wasn't strapped," Wilson admitted. Read to, "You get ignorant, you're going to get bust on." It painted the sitcom set in a much different light, with her Bible in hand and verbal jabs sharper than a blade. And Esther, played by LaWanda Page, was Fred's fiercest on-screen rival. Off-screen, she had been a nightclub daredevil known as the Bronze Goddess of Fire, swallowing flames, lighting cigarettes with her fingers, and pressing burning torches to her skin. Like Fox, Page's comedy was unapologetically raunchy. Producers initially doubted she could handle television, but Fox refused to hear of it. As childhood friends from St. Louis, his loyalty was unshakable. He threatened to quit the show if she was fired. Page went on to become a 1970s TV icon. Sadly, The grind of Hollywood took a toll, and she passed away in 2002 at age 81 from complications related to diabetes. The supporting cast had their own remarkable stories. Whitman Mayo, who played Grady, was only in his early 40s despite portraying an elderly man. Before acting, he served in the U.S. Army, counseled troubled youth, picked grapes, worked in dairies, and even played professional volleyball in Mexico. Don Bexley Bubba was one of Fox's oldest friends, with a bond spanning nearly 50 years. A seasoned entertainer, he got his first TV role at 60 when Fox invited him to join the show. His loyalty was so deep that he served as an honorary pallbearer at Fox's funeral. Nathaniel Taylor, Rollo Lawson, was a flashy, street-smart presence on screen. Off-screen, he faced legal trouble in 1986, but later opened to performing arts school to guide young actors toward better choices. Lynn Hamilton, remembered as Donna Harris, Fred Sanford's kind-hearted girlfriend, brought stability, warmth, and a softer touch to Sanford and Son. Her presence balanced Fred's sharp wit, giving the audience moments of tenderness. Amid the chaos of the junkyard, off-screen, Hamilton's career was just as impressive. From Broadway productions to her recurring roles in The Waltons, Good Times, and Roots, The Next Generations, she proved herself to be one of television's most versatile and enduring talents. But in 1991, the Sanford and Son family was shaken by a tragedy so ironic it stunned Hollywood. Red Fox was on the set of his CBS sitcom The Royal Family, produced by none other than Eddie Murphy, who had idolized him for years. It was a normal rehearsal, the cast relaxed, the mood light. Then, in the middle of a scene, Fox suddenly clutched his chest. To those watching, it looked exactly like Fred Sanford's iconic fake heart attack gag. The crew chuckled, waiting for him to follow it up with his famous line, "This is the big one, Elizabeth." But the punchline never came. Moments later, the horrifying truth set in. This wasn't a joke. Fox had suffered a massive heart attack. At just 68 years old, he was gone. Fans were left in shock, calling it one of Hollywood's cruelest twists. A tragic case of life imitating art, despite a career that earned him millions. Fox died deeply in debt. Lavish spending, poor investments, and millions owed to the IRS had drained his fortune long before that day. When news of his death spread, tributes poured in from across the entertainment world, honoring him as a comedy pioneer. But one absence stood out: Damon Wilson. Years later, when asked why he hadn't attended Fox's funeral, Wilson's answer was short and cold: "We weren't speaking at the time of his death. I have my reasons." Sanford and Son was more than a sitcom. It was a groundbreaking portrayal of black working-class life, a mix of humor, heart, ambition, betrayal, loyalty, and loss. Behind the laughter were real lives forever changed. Fred's gravelly voice, Lamont's weary sighs, and Esther's fiery comebacks will echo forever. The junkyard may be gone, but the legacy lives on. If these behind-the-scenes truths shocked you, hit like, drop a comment, and share with fellow fans, because the funniest shows often hide the deepest scars. Thanks for watching.